Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. I've just come from work. I'm here. We're going to do a Q&A today. We're going to do a Q&A, question and answer session with myself, with Kevin as well, and we're going to run through some of the news. There is some news today, of course, there is, we'll touch on everything regarding the club and where we're at and where we think we may go. I mean, Lord knows where we're going under this ownership, because to be totally honest, it doesn't seem like we're going in a great direction. But here we are, and we will see if anything can change in the future. So hopefully we have a more positive outlook on Chelsea over the next couple of weeks. The truth is that the results are going to be a key factor. The performances are certainly going to be a key factor as well, because even with the result that we had at Southampton, I don't think anyone can say with chest that that performance is good enough to beat most Premier League sides. I think that that performance was mediocre. It was quite disappointing, to be frank, and it was boring. That's the truth. It was boring. Like there's nothing wrong with playing boring football and getting results. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you know you're not playing that well and you're not getting results anyway, and you're playing boring football, that's when it's not a great combination. Also, when we talk about boring football, we always associate boring football with teams that sit deep and they don't press. You know, Mourinho, they called him boring. They called Sam Allardyce boring. All these sides passing the ball out from the back constantly, backwards, sideways, to the keeper, back again to the keeper. Is that not the most boring football? I can't think of anything more boring, to be quite frank. Sometimes you just want to hoof the ball up there, see what happens. Truth is, you can't even have 50-50s though in the modern day, because the referee blows the whistle for everything. But there you go. Listen, big up to everyone that's watching. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well. Sean, he says, who do you think is going to be the number one next season? I have a feeling it's Jorgensen. The truth is, it depends what angle we're looking at on this. This is the thing, really, isn't it? There's so many different reports about the goalkeeping situation at Chelsea, and the reason there's so many reports is because there's so many goalkeepers. Now, if I was to share my screen with you right now, this is what we're having from Nizar Kinsella. He says Chelsea are not currently planning on signing a new goalkeeper in the summer. Robert Sanchez, Philip Jorgensen, and Jordi Petrovic are competing to be the number one next season. Genk goalkeeper Mike Penders will join in the summer and is highly rated. So that's Nizar Kinsella. You then come across and you see Kavar, I can't even pronounce his name, Solhekol, who works for Sky, basically. He says Chelsea will not sign a new goalkeeper this summer. They have confidence in the four goalkeepers who are competing to be their number one next season. Jorgensen and Penders are both regarded as potential elite goalkeepers. Sanchez and Petrovic are also competing to be number one. Chelsea believe they have high quality goalkeeping department and they have full confidence in the goalkeepers they have signed. That's from Cave. Then you go across again. You got Ben Jacobs, who says Chelsea have no plans to sign a new goalkeeper this summer. They will all be competing. All four of these goalkeepers will compete for the number one spot. Petrovic will have a boost in wage if he returns to Chelsea and is having an excellent season with Strasbourg. Penders is viewed as a highly rated and, although young, capable of taking to Premier League football quickly. And then there's another one, Kieran Gill. He says Chelsea not planning on signing another goalkeeper in this summer's window. Philip Jorgensen and Mike Penders, both regarded as having blah, 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 blah. So basically, you want a top goalkeeper who isn't already on the roster. You're not getting a top goalkeeper. And that is where we are at the moment. That's the situation we're in. But listen, the truth is that I think we have a top goalkeeper on our hands. I think that Petrovic is more than capable you know, of being in a situation to lead the line at Chelsea. He's already done it as a goalkeeper, and he's done it very well. He performed to a great standard, and did himself proud last season, and ultimately was disrespected. The way that he was thrown out of Chelsea and made to play for Strasbourg as if it was some sort of you know, some sort of, I mean, there's no logic to it whatsoever. Why the fuck did he go to Strasbourg? Nobody, I don't understand why he went to Strasbourg. I'm sure you don't understand. And we could look at his development. Now, if you're looking at it from the perspective of our owners who love money, you develop him to then sell him on for a profit because you only paid about 14 million for him. Well, you say he's not top class, Mickey. He's much better than everything else we've had. Everything else we've had. He performed for us in big games. He's made big stops. He was reliable in goal. And his distribution at Strasbourg in Europe has been some of the best out of all goalkeepers, full stop. You know, he's got great stats out there. Big up to you, Stephen. I hope you're doing well. I'm back. I'm back again. Respect the grind, people. I was just on the phone to someone. And they said, how do you stream? It's a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. I want to do it. I like to do it. I will do it. Big up DJ Sav. I hope you're doing well. Subscribe and smash the like button. What do I make of not signing a world-class goalkeeper? Petrovic coming back, I heard. Well, that's about the most logical thing I can think of, to be honest. I don't think we need to sign a new keeper. I don't. I do think we need to offload some of our goalkeepers. Sanchez is crap. You know what I'd love to see? And I don't mean anything. I don't mean anything for Strasbourg. I'm not in a situation where I want to ruin Strasbourg's season. It would be so intriguing to see how Sanchez does in France. And the comparison between him and Petrovic, because I think you'll see Sanchez have another crap season in France if he was in goal there. But if you're looking at it from a purely development standpoint, maybe just send Jorgensen to Strasbourg. That would make sense. And I've got nothing against it either because he needs to develop. It's clearly helped Petrovic was his development, right? Because he could have had a poor season at Strasbourg. He could have been butthurt because he never went to Chelsea. You know, he couldn't retain his number one spot. He's kept that same hunger, that same desire, and he's coming back with a vengeance to take that number one spot. I have nothing but respect for Petrovic. I think he's a great keeper. I think he's more than capable of leading the lines for Chelsea. People act like we're this club now that are going to attract the likes of the best goalkeepers in the world, paying what, 150 grand a week? My arse. Not happening. But one thing I can give the recruitment team credit for is the fact that they did sign Petrovic. And I think it was a great signing. The reason they're really silly is because they didn't stick to it. You found a good player. Why do you keep fucking around? And this is where the whole player trading thing comes in. And of course, you've got our owner who's obsessed with player trading. And according to one of Boney's insiders, that was when everything got leaked originally. But hopefully we've learned from our mistake. We need a competent goalkeeper. We've got a young, competent goalkeeper who is more than capable of leading the line for Chelsea. And I hope he does. I really hope he does. I hope I never, ever have to see Robert Sanchez playing a Chelsea shirt again. I really hope that's the case. Make him number 3. Make Bettinelli number 2. Send Jorgensen to Strasbourg for his development because he clearly needs minutes. It's great that he's having minutes in a Chelsea shirt instead of Robert Sanchez. I can always get behind that. But what I'm seeing at the moment, the guy needs a little bit more time to develop, which I didn't see last year with Petrovic, which is why it was even more strange that we sent him out in the first place. Why the fuck is Sanchez still there on the list when he should be sold ASAP? Stephen, I could not agree with you more. They are saying this guy is playing because they want to increase his value to sell him on. By playing the man, you are decreasing his value because he's crap. You are shooting yourself in the foot. The thing that's going to retain his value is having him on the bench. All right, that's going to retain his value because people can't see how crap he is. So you can put all this PR out about how great he is in training and how he's pushing the other goalkeepers around him and making them better. But the reality is he's a bum. He's not good enough. He's a bum. No disrespect. I'm talking from a footballing stance. obviously, I'm sure I'm sure he's a great bloke. Whatever it is. Chelsea young boys, good to have you on, mate. Smash the like, subscribe. Blueco out. Up the fucking Minerals FC? I'm guessing that's what it is. Dan says, any news on the new stadium? Newcastle United, Arsenal, Man United are all planning 80,000 plus stadiums, and we're only talking about 60,000. Well, this is where we get political, isn't it? Because the stadium, my stance on the stadium, it's I think I have a unique stance on it, right? You have some people who are like, we need to leave, and you have some people who are, we need to stay. My stance is that you can leave with the right owner. If you don't have the right owner, you stay. Why? Because whatever happens, and the argument is that if we only have 60,000 seats, then the pricing will be higher than if we had 80,000 seats. What a load of waffle. They will milk every penny, no matter how many seats are in that stadium. So if that's the route that we're going to go down to kid ourselves into thinking that that's why we need to go, then it's the wrong reason, because we know that we're still going to be charged extortionate amounts, irrespective, regardless of what happens. And that's fine. So originally I was leave, and I was in a documentary on the Sun saying that we should leave. I think it's better for the club if we leave. I still believe that, but I don't believe it with our current ownership. And that is where we come to a bit of a standstill. And right now you've got Jason Gannon, who replaced Chris Jurasek. He works, with the club. He's working with the CPO, trying to communicate. I heard that, I didn't go to the CPO event this year, but I've heard from people that Jason Gannon was obviously there and he was answering questions. But when he was asked the questions, he didn't actually answer. It was quite, you give an answer, but you don't really give an answer. It's like, would you like to move stadium? Oh, and again, I'm not quoting anyone. This is just when I talk about political answers, not really answering. It's like, well, that's something that we could look into, but we'd have to do this and we'd have to do that. So it's like, well, you're not giving me a yes, you're not giving me a no. I'm not getting anything from this. So I think we have to be very wary, and the CPO has to be very wary. I'm a CPO member. If you are not a CPO member and you are able to become a member, you don't have to be based in England. You can be from anywhere in the world, and you can own part of Chelsea's pitch. That's what the CPO is. It's a very unique scenario when you can actually really be a part of your club and own part of it, which I'm not sure there's many other clubs that can say that, although I know someone was mentioning earlier on the lunch show about the German model where it's fan owned and they own 51%. But yeah, buy a share of the CPO. It's about £125. It's not cheap, but it does give you a say. It gives you an option to genuinely put forward an argument in terms of a vote. So if you want to leave, you can vote to leave, but if you want to stay, you can vote to stay. The thing is, though, when it comes to the CPO, you need to have a 75% majority for anything to happen. So if we wanted to leave for Earl's Court, that means 75% of the CPO shareholders would have to vote to leave. Now, Roman Abramovich tried to do this. I'm talking 10, 15 years ago. But you say that, Mickey, Roman Abramovich tried to do something similar. He tried to, but it didn't work. I think they only ended up getting 60% in the end. So it's very, very difficult to overturn the CPO. Very difficult, and you've got to be very wary. And I'm sure they are wary, which is one of the reasons that Jason Gannon is becoming more involved with the fan base, because they know that they need to have the CPO on side to get anything done with regards to leaving. How are you doing, Kev? You all right?
I'm all good, bro. Sorry for being late, man. I actually forgot, man. I was on the way back from football, so apologies for staying up late.
It's all right, mate. No, I mean, I was just at work anyway. I didn't think I was going to get here on time, but I ended up getting a lift from one of my clients, so it was great. So that's I mean, I still started 5 minutes late, so apologies for that. But yes, I don't think that the God honest truth is I don't think that they can do it. I don't think they can get enough votes from the Chelsea pitch owners in order to relocate. I really think that in a way it's bad for the club. I do. You have to look at the financials, and financially, it's absolutely right that we are missing out on a potential 20,000 seat bonus that we would have in a bigger area. But what we don't have is any control of the real estate once we move. And what Clearlake will do is they will find a way to sell that for a profit, and that's going to be a big part of their model. I believe that both owners want to leave. There's this story that Bowley wants to leave and Clearlake want to stay. I think that's bullshit. I think they both want to leave. I think it's in both of their interests to leave. We talk about football heritage, the heritage of Chelsea Football Club. Why would you want to leave? Why would you want to leave if you were them? Like, what is the benefit to them? It's just as expensive to rebuild in Fulham as it would be in Earls Court, and you get 20,000 seats less. You have less space to work with. You have less flexibility to work with. So, again, you will still generate more of an income. And what they want to do eventually, selling it on for a profit, especially from Clearlake's side, is show that Chelsea can bring more revenue. So that's part of their business model, because they need to reach a certain valuation, right? They bought Chelsea for what, 2.5 billion. Okay. 62% of that is obviously their money, and 38% is Bowley's consortium, but 2.5 billion. They want to triple their money, as any private equity company would. You don't go in a deal like this to 2x. You go in there to at least 3x. So that would value Chelsea at the time of sale in 2033 around 9 billion. And that would be 1.5 billion in profit for the ownership. And that would be 1.5 billion, slightly more actually, which is paying off the debts that they own to Ares Capital. So that's why the valuation is 9 billion, because they need 9 billion to pay off the debt and then take their profit as well, which is 3 times what they would have paid initially. And that is a success to them. So if they don't have that extra real estate to work with, I think that puts them at a disadvantage to make a return on their investment. So is it heavily in their interest to relocate? And I think in the best interest of Chelsea, even though long term it's not a great thing, and I think that really we should be looking at that Earls Court site. I think that for the pride of the club, you have to just say, no, we're not leaving. Not leaving for that reason, because this has got nothing to do with benefiting the club. This is all for money.
Pockets.
And that's the issue, isn't it? And that's the confusion. And you hear a lot of different stories about it, but I don't think we should leave now, whereas I did before. And I purely believe that based on our ownership, nothing to do with the club, just our owners. For the benefit of the club, we should leave, but we need owners that will have the same goal as we do, and we don't have that. Got anything to add, Kev?
Yeah, it's interesting stuff that you're coming out with, to be fair, brother, and it's all for a reason. The reasoning behind it, ultimate goal is to make the club more profitable, and that's all it is for them at the moment. And it's clear to see from the comments yesterday, during the business talk and the one we watched the other day, that being a winning team is not a priority. and it's all scary stuff, man. That the clubs in. You tell it. I never knew all this until I listened to your video yesterday. We are in massive debt. When I took over, we was clear from debt, and now you're telling me what 1.7 billion in debts.
Well, this isn't something that I've come at. This is public knowledge, right? This was already out there. It's just a lot of people don't understand it. Basically, what Chelsea did is we took a what do you call it? We took out subordinated debt. Okay. Now 700 million of that was from the banks. The banks didn't want to loan us any more than that. Now, we would have obviously liked to have had more money from the bank because the interest is lower. So when you pay them back, it's a lower interest. Also, when you borrow money from the bank, if I'm not wrong, the owners are not actually accountable for paying that back. It's the club. Okay, the club have to pay that back. So the owners can sell Chelsea and not have to pay the debt when they sell Chelsea. It could be included in the sale, and the next owner can choose to pay that. Right, like Roman, for example, he had a debt and he wrote it off. But this debt will be with Chelsea even if the owners sell. Now, the 500 million from Ares Capital is another private equity firm, and that has triple the interest at least. I mean, if we're talking about private equity firms, it's going to be much more expensive, which means that 500 million by 2033, based on 13% interest, will be 1.7 billion that the club has to pay back just to Ares Capital, not the banks, just to Ares Capital. And they cannot not pay that. They have to pay it, okay, because it's a private equity firm. So that can't just... So that's why they need the club to be worth 9 billion. Because that will allow them to triple their money and obviously pay off the debt as well. And by building a new stadium, even though you may not have reaped that revenue, you might not have brought that revenue in for a number of years, because this could be in the last year that it gets done. But you can prove that you have a model that is more profitable than when you took over. And that is the idea. That's what Clearlake do. They basically take businesses, they transform them into more profitable businesses and more stable businesses, and then they sell them on, and that's it. So they're not looking to stay in this business. They're looking to transform this business and then pass it on to someone else. So yeah. There you go. So the Bank of America, and then there's JP Morgan. I presume that is 702 mil, and Ares 500 mil. Yeah, that's the situation. Ares Capital also involved in Vivid Seats. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's mad, Kev. It's mad. A lot of stuff's going on. A lot of stuff is going on with the club. Am I going to Arsenal? Yes, I am going to Arsenal, Joyce. Am I going to be seeing you in Arsenal? The Earls Court development site was brought by property developer Delancey, Dutch Pension Group, APG, and Transport for London for 425 million. So forget it. Oh, it's already been bought. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, I mean, there's a price for everything, isn't there? I mean, if we really wanted that, then we could probably... There's a good chance that we could get it, I still think, even if it's been bought. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
%. There you go. Yeah. I hope we are not going to be linking with ridiculous players like Garnacho and Maino again in the summer, and the striker situation. I would sign Delap and Victor Goalkeeper to cover Jackson and Kunku sell. Well, I mean, if we could sign one of those players, I'd be happy. But I mean, if we could sign both, then that'd be fantastic. But I don't think that.
Yeah. I think the lap deal is more of a realistic option. I think Hugo Corres, it depends on if we get Champions League football. He's going to want to play Champions League football, isn't he? He's not going to want to play Europa Conference or anything of that level. So just depends on how we do to the end of the season. If we can attract big names into the club, we're looking at a team that could probably go on and challenge the likes of Liverpool and City next season. But as it stands, Delap is probably our level. Unfortunately, he's going to go down with Ipswich. So there's going to be a number of teams going in for him, and he'd give Jackson half competition. That's what it's about, really. We haven't got no competition at all in that area. Obviously, we play Neto, the striker, against Southampton, and he done well. So maybe that's another
Yeah,
option.
what do you think about Neto as a striker, mate? What do you think? I thought he'd done really well in what do you call it?
Southampton.
No, he did well in Southampton, but I thought he did well. To be honest, Southampton, I was more pissed off. So I didn't really watch it as closely as I did against Villa, and I thought he was great against Villa. But yeah, no, I thought he did well against Southampton. Obviously, was it a goal and assist as well? So certainly a solution, isn't he?
I just feel like it gives you more. He gives you a lot more than Nkunku does in that role, because Nkunku doesn't work hard enough. Nkunku expects the ball to be put his feet in and around the box, where Neto can get in behind or drop deep. He'll go wide. He'll give you more movement, and he'll give defenders more to think about. And obviously, come on, we've got to be real. We played against Southampton. It's probably the worst team, one of the worst teams in Premier League history at the moment. So we can't get a host ball to do much. Maybe against Arsenal, if he can have a good performance against Arsenal, maybe that gives us a bit more encouragement for a backup striker, let's say. But early days, I'm not getting over excited about the performance against Southampton. But yeah, good signs that we've got a player that can fill in if needs be.
Kev. Oh God. You don't know what I know, mate.
So what's up now? What's the spill the beans, man? Wales have agreed a 12.3 million principal was coming from.
God.
Donna. Is it Donna? Is it?
He will sign for Chelsea in 2026.
Well, makes sense, doesn't it? 3 years. Next year. It's not too far away.
Kev, it's February. It's March. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, Donna Kebab. That's fucking me, bro. Oh, it's just this is it, mate. This is what expecting now. This is what we're gonna do. You've heard it from the horse's mouth when we watched the video. They're gonna go out and they're gonna set up camps, and they're looking to expand the multi-club projects into Portugal. So for the likes of South American talent to send into Portugal, African players into France. So the model doesn't sound too bad when you look at it from the bigger picture. Yeah, it's good to have multi-club projects to obviously get the players in Europe, to get them points for. I think he mentioned something about points. You have to have a certain amount of points because obviously England have left the European Union, so you'd have to send them into Europe to build up the points to get them into Chelsea. But that seems to be their main priority and their main focus at the moment. And 2026, what about the future? What about the next transfer window? They're spending money on players for 2026, spend to the likes of Strasbourg or whoever, either going to link up with Portugal. But what about the signings we're going to bring in summer, which is a priority? We need to be looking to strengthen properly in the summer, and it's just throwing money away, like £12.3 million again on the left back. That's not going to join us for another year. So the model's not going to change by the looks of it. This is it. And I said it before. If we think that one protest on Tuesday is going to do anything, we're all stupid. That's not going to do anything. We've got to really put pressure on them, because this is what we're going to see for the foreseeable. This is what we're going to see, not even for the foreseeable future. This is what we're going to see now. This is going to be Chelsea. And it's scary to see, man, because look at the squad we've got now. Look at the bench against Southampton. Look at the bench against Villa. Look at the depth. Look at the experience. in this squad right now, and we're still adding kids from Brazil. So I
Does
just don't
anyone
know.
know anything about Denner? Does anyone know anything? I mean, how old is he?
Donna.
Not Donna. It's a D.
Donna. Oh,
That's funny. Let's have a look. Denner left back Corinthians. I'll definitely spell that wrong. Oh, fucking hell. He was born
17.
in. Oh, God. He's 17 years old. Oh,
But there's Ryan Gloria. Looks like he's a Brighton fan here. He said, good prospect. We've scouted him. So Brighton have already sniffed
but you're a
around.
Brighton fan. That's not
Yeah.
what we want to hear.
Yeah,
That is
so
not what we want to hear.
yeah, so
If it was a Man City account, I'd be like, oh, okay, fine, all right.
yeah.
Be another. No
Look,
disrespect, Ryan. No
so
disrespect.
this
I'm
is
sick
what,
and tired of seeing seagulls. I'm
yeah.
sick of it.
But this is what we're doing. This is exactly what we're doing now. We're trying to go for the same players of what a Brighton would go for. Because to be fair to you, from a business perspective, Brighton they are probably the best run club in the Premier League.
Well, I
For the
think they
profit
said
that-
Tottenham is the best run club. That's
yeah,
what they
for
said.
business wise, because they generate a lot of money through boxing, and they've got the F1, F2 track, and they do concerts and everything else from a business
F2
perspective. But
An F2 track?
they've got that track underneath the stadium, isn't they?
What?
They've got like a track underneath the stadium. Where they do racing and stuff underneath the stadium. Ain't you seen that one? So obviously, from a business perspective, yeah, Tottenham definitely the best run club in that area. But when you're talking about footballing decisions and scouting, Brighton are the best because they go in their early doors. They'll phone these players and then give them 2 years. Teams like Chelsea will come in and spend 70, 80 million. So this is why we're trying to beat teams like Brighton to acquisition to players like Dono or whatever his name is, so that we can do the same thing Brighton are doing and make the profit. Which, to be fair to you, it's smart business. It's not stupid. What they're doing, it makes sense, but you still got to prioritize the stuff on the field at the moment. And we are yet to see us being linked with world-class, top quality players. It's the same old. So we're just basically doing what Brighton are doing. We might as well be called Brighton FC because it's a similar kind of, it's a similar or the same kind of project what Brighton are doing. And are we Brighton FC, brother? We are far from that kind of team. So this is what scares me, brother. We're going to be mid until they change the model. Going to be mid, brother. That's it. There's no looking back.
I'm going to the fridge, Kev. It's that night. It's a Friday night. I'm getting a beer.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I'm just going to go through the comments while Alex goes and gets refreshment. So I seen a comment a bit ago. I'm just going to have a look. I seen a comment a bit ago. I never got back to you, brother. So spare me 1 second. So let's go up.
I'm sick of my club.
I'm
sick of it.
Yeah,
Friday
you need
night.
more than a beer, brother. You need more than a beer. No, you need more like a brandy.
This is
or
how
whiskey.
you pour a beer, by the way, guys.
So
You
just got to go through this one, yeah.
Hang on, Kev. I've got something important. This is how you pour a beer. You let it froth, all right, and that means when you drink it, you don't feel bloated at all. All right.
You meant to put the beer to the side like that and put the bottle to the side.
No, you're wrong, Kev. That's draft beer.
I'm
talking about canned beer.
Okay.
Because otherwise you have all of the, I don't know what you call it, like the sparkle, the bubble. Like that's why you feel bloated after you drink one beer.
Yeah, understandable.
After I drink, like once I've done that, it tastes like juice, mate. I feel like I've just had an orange juice.
Oh, fair play. And
Fair
don't
enough.
don't have too many orange juices, but remember we're recording, yeah.
You know what I mean.
So yeah, Stephen Michaels, Kev, what are your thoughts on Bowley's statement to the business conference recently? Are you talking about the one yesterday? Are you talking about the one from before? I couldn't really tell you much about the one yesterday because I'm only going off what Alex told me. The video is not on anything yet.
No. He's not talking about that. He's talking about the Financial Times Summit, the one he did yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from it. I've seen a couple comments, but I haven't seen it.
Okay. Well, right. Let me educate you then, Kev. We got time. Let's see what. Oh, also, what a load of shit this is. Chelsea expect a deep World Cup run from Enzo Maresca, whilst winning the Conference League and qualifying for the Champions League are priorities for the club. We are PRFC, mate. What a load of waffle. Honestly, what a load of fucking waffle, mate.
So basically, they're trying to the Club World Cup. You know, it's not a massive thing, in it, brother. They're trying to make it look like
massive. It is massive. But I'll tell you why it's massive. First of all, it's financially huge. You get 60 million just for being a part of the competition. But if you win, you get an awful lot of money. I presume you get more if you go further down the line as well. Because it's only a competition, it's going to be every 4 years now. That's a competition I can get up for, to be honest with you. Like when you watch it every year, how it wasn't really that popular, but because it's every 4 years now, I can hype that up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But, yeah,
and Lord knows if we're ever going to be in this competition again under these owners.
Yeah. And literally, it's not even their reign. This is off Roman Abramovich. They're literally earning money, big money from what Roman Abramovich got. This is nothing to do with them. This is, this money should go to Roman Abramovich, bro. in all fairness. But
right, this is some of it, Kev. So I'll let you read and you tell me when to scroll.
I can't see none of it. Give me 1 sec. It's a bit blurry, bro.
Let me zoom in for you, mate.
Okay, cool. There we go. Okay. So fan criticism. I think it is par for the course. The sooner you learn, you are going to keep all the people happy at all time. The freedom
not going to keep them all happy.
We are just trying to execute a plan and recognize things are linear, and we are trending in the right direction. The trend is moving in the right direction. And the thing that really matters, in June, it will be 3 years in charge. That's not a lot of time, especially when you get to 50 or 60, 70 years old in life. It's a whirlwind of activity and steep learning curve. But I think that's also a good thing. Ownership dynamic. The one thing I've learned about the British press is extravagate a lot of leave stuff out. I'm not going to comment. We have agreed on a strategy and on a way forward, and that's go down a bit. And stuff is getting done, and I don't like to look in the rear view mirror. The Chelsea project, the most misunderstood thing is we are thinking about measuring success in years. You have to think in both tracks. So the long term, we're focused on the combination of both of those things, seeking the best way to execute. It's a balancing act. Strikers are hard to find. You don't go into every goal store and say, I'm going to get a striker. It is an amazing skill set, and you have to have the right mentality. What the fuck's you on about? Okay.
You got to go in a grocery store to get a striker.
Well, basically, we're going into fucking Aldi, mate. We're not going to Waitrose, are we?
No, we're going Lidl, mate. You're going Lidl because I actually respect Aldi. I like Aldi.
Yeah. But mate, we're going for the low. We're going for Aldi quality strikers. We're not going for a Waitrose striker, in brother. You know that as well. Yeah. Will the ownership say the same? I can't predict the future. Sticking to a strategy, you can't turn left and turn right every 3 minutes. That might be some of the advice we get if you really boil it down. So it seems to me that he's stuck in the mindset that this is a few years' time, mate, until we even get to see our team even challenging, and it's going to be acceptable for these owners for us to be in the Europa Conference League and in and around those places. There is absolutely nothing what he said in both of the interviews which suggests to us that we're going to go and get the best. So this is the worrying thing, brother. There is no winning mentality from the top. So this is the reason why we're signing the players that we're signing. So until we get them to look and identify where we are as a club and the structure of this club, and we're not a project club. This is a winning club. We've got to change their heads, brother, because it's just going to be this. This is it now. He's even said them. There's no looking back. I'm not looking in the rear mirror. That means they're focused on pushing the club into the project where it's going to be 5, 6, 7 years time where we're seeing anything, brother. It's hard. It's hard to take, brother. It's hard to take, but it's us fans that have got to get us out the shit now. Because if we continue to let this carry on, brother, this is the Chelsea now. There's no complaints. There's nothing that we can do now, brother. This is Chelsea, bro. That's it.
I mean, the truth is that if you look at other projects, and if you were to compare it to any, then really 3 years is where you need to start being concerned. Because 3 years we said, right, okay, we've got to be in the Champions League. Like that is an absolute must. And look, not that I believe we will. Let's just say we did get Champions League football, which I don't think will happen. That means next year you need to have a team ready to challenge and win the title. I just don't see it. I don't see it whatsoever. Some of the comments are making me laugh. Frozen egg merchants. That's a good one, Brian. Shrinder says, hey, Alex, Bowley complains about the British press, which are far better than the PR briefings from the owners of Chelsea FC. We fans have to suffer from. I mean, there's been a lot of PR recently. A lot of PR.
Oh, much, brother.
I believe some of it.
Much.
Because, listen, the journalists, it's their job to report. Of course, they're fed things. But some of the stuff they report is true, right? It's not all PR. Like the goalkeeping situation, I don't see how that's PR. That just seems to be what the club is doing. I don't see how that could be PR. I mean, it's just we're not going to buy a goalkeeper. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is just so fucking pathetic. I don't understand some of the articles. Like, what was the one the other day? David Ornstein, was it? Speaking to all the other rival clubs, the what do you call it? They're scared, they're fearful of Chelsea's project. They believe Chelsea are doing great things and they have a great manager. Of course they do, because they're all in front of us. I'm going to say you're great, Kev. If I keep beating you, I'll be like, yeah, calm. Let's keep going, man. Whatever you're doing is working fantastic, mate. Have you not noticed that as soon as you start winning, everyone stops liking you? Everyone has a problem with you. And then when you sort of fall off the bandwagon, people don't have an issue anymore. They're like, yeah, all right, whatever. Yeah, you're doing fine. You're doing okay.
Yeah, exactly that, brother. And mate, look, all of us, look, we can't be naive here. We can't be wishy-washy, bro. I'm sure it was only a few months ago when we was all singing, "We've got our Chelsea back," and I was like, "Oh yeah." And up until the last couple of months, we started seeing the cracks appearing, and this has got to continue now, brother. Even if we go and have a run of 6, 7 games wins on the back, it still doesn't take away the fact that this club is getting driven into the dirt, bro. We've still got to continue to keep this mindset now, brother. A few wins doesn't change the model. A few wins doesn't pay for the cracks. A few wins doesn't take away the fact that these owners only want to put their hands in our wallets. Like Bowley said in that interview, win, lose or draw, as long as they're putting their hands in their wallets, we don't care. So when you've got an owner what's come out and said that, it's clear as day, brother, where we're heading, brother. Everything's going to go up. Tickets are going to go up. Food and drinks in the concourse are going to go up. Match day park is going to go up. Away travel is going to go. Everything's going to go up. So they line their pockets. Shirt sales, everything. He's even said products. The academy players are products. Products of the club.
Yeah, he said we don't look at them as people. We look at them as products. That's what he said.
Everything that comes out his mouth is suggesting that they're all here for the money, brother. Yeah. And to be fair to brother, I'm just going to be real. If we was a winning team and we were challenging, we was buying players, I wouldn't give a crap how much money they're milking from us. But the fact that we're not even a winning team at the moment and they're still milking us, bro, it's unacceptable, brother. So the next protest needs to be planned, bro. I was thinking every home game to the end of the season, brother. No, listen, we've got to set the tone, brother. We can't.
The thing is, Kev, if you do it every home game, it loses its what's the word? It loses its what's the word, Kev? It's like if you go on a date every day, you don't have the spark.
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Oh, this is deep, but this is more deeper than a date, bro. This is
Kev, I know it's what I mean. I
understand where you're coming from, but
it's got to have significance.
The next one needs to the next one. Even if it's not the next home game, the next one needs to be in the pipeline, bro.
I believe, like honest to God, if we had, I think realistically, you should be looking at 6 protests a year, and that's one every 2 months. And that is enough time to build up the momentum for another protest where there's enough time for people to justify going to that protest, even though they already went to the one before. Because you will have a number of people that will go, well, I went to the last protest. I don't know if I want to go to this one. You will have people like that. So you've got to give it, I think this is the right word, isn't it? Credibility, potency as well.
Yeah.
That's well said, isn't it?
I think it's I know what the fan base is like, bro. I've seen it myself this season, brother. It's gone from the start of the season when we had a shit pre-season, let's be real. Oh, Maresca out. And then we got on this fall up until Christmas. Oh, Maresca's the best thing since sliced bread. Chelsea back. And now we slipped off. Maresca out. Where. So what happens again if he turns it around and we go on another good run? Oh, Maresca is the best thing since sliced bread again. Chelsea back. And then they forget about what's everything else is happening in the club. I won't forget, brother, now. This is it, bro. Even if we get Champions League football, I will not forget what I've seen and what I've heard and the plans that they have for the club, brother. Even if we get Champions League, they've still got to go out in the summer and they've got to show us that the model's changed. And it's not going to happen, brother, at this point in time. You've just seen yourself. We're going out and signing a kid called Donna Kebab from Corinthians, bro. You see what I'm saying, brother? So we've got to keep on doing it, bro. Win, lose, draw, Champions League, Conference League, whatever we win or whatever we get, we've still got to protest. We've still got to get these people to change their mindset because this is not a project club. This is a winning club. We need winners. We need experience, and we want to see consistency on the field, not for 3 months, but for the whole season, bro. Until I see that, until most of the fans see that, I feel like it's just going to be in and out. Oh, we've won a few games. We're happy with it, and then we lose, and then the changing, the jumping ship, brother. That's what we're doing. People are jumping ship every fucking minute. There's no consistency with the fans, as well as the board. There's no consistency with the fans because 1 minute they're Maresca in, the next minute they're Maresca out, and they don't know what the fuck they want. So you've got to look at the fans as well as the owners. We are not being consistent ourselves because we are wishy-washy as much as the fucking board and everyone else, bro.
Yeah. S says the bridge is full of customers, not real fans. Well, I don't know. You know, that's a very harsh comment, mate, because a lot of diehard Chelsea fans who go in there. So I think that's not a fair statement. CFC Daniel says, I will get to as many as I can. I'm starting a new job next week and shift patterns are like 5 on 3 off. So it depends on times, but I should be at every protest I can get to. Big up to you, my friend. Up the Chelsea, Raniel. I like this one you got on, Alex. I don't know what are you talking about? My
Talk about me.
Oh, it's still about you. Oh, his name's
Go on,
Kev. His name's
yeah.
Kev. So there you go. Here's Kev. What a compliment, mate.
Even got a man bigging me up saying 100% facts, first time seeing him, but he has more renewals than Lewis and Charlie. I'll take that one. I've got mine hand has more renewals than Charlie and Lewis, and she's been dead for 10 years.
Okay, Mickey. Okay.
Fucking brilliant there.
Okay.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I will say
can I just ask, guys, what is the, you know, I mean, my stance is very clear. I really don't care too much about what opinions people have. I mean, people who back the ownership, I don't understand that. But as far as I'm aware, Lewis and Charlie aren't backing them. So why? What's with the why do people think they haven't got?
I don't. I
What do you
I
need
don't
for the
get it, bro.
minerals? What do you need?
If you're not backing the protest, bro, you are accepting the standards of the club, bro.
Yeah.
So there's no point. There's no point talking about stuff on YouTube about the owner's not good enough, the board member's not good enough, the team's not good enough. If you're not willing to try and change things yourself, brother, what's the point? What is the fucking point, bro? I know what I want for my club, brother, and I know that I will protest, brother, because I want the best for my club. Me talking on YouTube and trying to inspire people to come and protest when I'm not doing it myself, that makes me a liar as well, brother. We've all got to be on it, brother. Everyone, like Johnny Minerals,
To be
brother.
fair, Kev, there's a lot of people that travelled from further where you're from, and I was thinking, oh, Kevin.
Listen,
No,
listen,
I
listen,
know,
listen.
I know you've got to, I know you've got to go to
I'm a
work.
busy man. Listen, I coach 6 days a week, brother. I only get Thursday off now, bro. My diary is full. I
Like
can't let.
Kev, Thursday's my
Yeah,
day off.
yeah, but you live an hour away. I live 3.5 hours away, bro. I will be there. I'm ready
Yeah.
for the next one. I will book. If I know the next one's on, I'm making sure I'm booking time off and I'm going to support the protest because I want the best of my club, brother. It's nothing to do with me speaking on YouTube. I don't give a shit what people think about me on YouTube, brother. I'm just here because I want people to see the light, brother. The writings on the wall, the proofs in the pudding, brother. And people have been saying it for time and time. Like Johnny Minerals was saying this months and saying this years ago, brother. And I understood him. I understood everything he said. But I ain't like everybody else. I am patient, brother. I'm patient to the point where they've pushed us over the line, brother. They pushed it over the line there. January window was the end point for me when they showed no ambition whatsoever, and they brought the club backwards. They brought players in summer, Joe Felix, Viega, Kieran Dewsbury Hall. What for? What for? To go and sell six months down the line. I mean, to go and loan out, sorry, not even sell. So we've got the writers on the wall now that haven't got a clue. They're running this club into the ground, and can raw fans sit there and just talk on YouTube? You've got to put your actions into place, and you've got to go out there and protest and back the protest, and everyone's going to be singing from the same hymn sheet.
No, you're right. We need to be united as a fan base. Absolutely. I've got a question from Jordan. Say, what happened to the fight with the cameraman at the game against Southampton? No, I mean, listen, we had a bit to drink, didn't we? We had a few drinks. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't drink at the games, because I do. Sometimes I drink a lot. Sometimes, yeah, it's fun. Sometimes I don't drink at all. And yeah, let's just say cameraman had more to drink than I did. And that's why you shouldn't drink if you're filming. I haven't even spoken to Cam. I haven't even spoken to him. But listen, it's not a problem. It's fine. He will continue to film, but obviously we need to make sure that we tone it down a little bit next time. Let's just put it like that. We gave them 3 years of BS. It's been 3 years of BS. We gave them a chance to see their model. That's fair enough. I mean, listen, I'd had a couple of drinks. I had a couple. You're not entirely wrong. I have been far worse. In fact, because I don't really mind, I'll show you. You want to see the worst I've ever been at a game. It was Chelsea versus Liverpool, 0-0. And I was fucked. Absolutely. It's bad. I don't even know if I want to watch it. I don't even know if I want to watch it. Oh God. Fuck it, why not? We need drunk Alex more. Only had 6 Jaeger bombs next to Alex. Drunk Alex lands it. You want to see? Do you want to see the worst? Oh fuck it. We got 5 minutes. Let's have it. And Kev, obviously, I'm not going to tell people the whole story. But I'm about to show them Liverpool away, if you know what I'm talking about.
Liverpool away
from 2 years ago.
Oh right, oh my life, yeah. But don't tell them the full story, brother.
Yeah.
Bad times, bro. You're gonna show him. You're gonna show him.
Let's have it. Go on. It's Friday night, isn't it? It's Friday night. Where is it? This one. Here we go. You remember this, Kev? You remember this one?
Oh, you're falling asleep on the camera, bro.
Oh, mate, it was bad.
Is that actually where?
Let's fucking have it. It's bad. It's really bad.
Lewis, we just drew 0-0 against Liverpool at Anfield. I mean, no goals. I mean, we got a clean sheet. There's something to. But overall, it's a relatively dry result. What can we take from it?
You could say it's a hard-earned point.
Look at my eyes, mate.
Defensively, we were good. Kind of really where it stops. The further forward we go, the worse we become. It's the same old with Chelsea. But I didn't know what to expect from this. I probably would have expected a draw, but I thought 3-3 or 4-4 or something like that. But whatever, it's a point. We're now 11 points closer to safety. There's 1 point on the survival. Again, that's where we're at. But
is that actually where? I mean, Lewis, come on, man. There's nothing else.
Hey, stop it there 1 second. This wasn't Alex's fault, by the way. It was I take full responsibility for it, brother. And a lot of shit went pear-shaped after this day. Put it like that. Put it like this. Me and Alex.
I'll give him a bit of context. Let's just say Kev stranded me. He left me stranded. I could not get to Liverpool, so I had to get a taxi and then a bus to Liverpool. So I didn't sleep the whole night because it was a 12:30 kickoff. I got to Liverpool at 6 a.m. and walked like 2 hours to the next Weatherspoons. And then I was drinking basically for 4.5 hours to stay awake. Because if I didn't drink,
we brushed our teeth in the McDonald's, bro, across from that pub. We brushed our teeth in the McDonald's, had a wash, walked across. We were the first people in the pub, bro. It was crazy, bro.
Mate, look at this.
The rest is history.
So we have just drawn 0-0 against Liverpool at Anfield. I'm outside the stadium, as you can all see. It is a great stadium. And typically it is known for having a good atmosphere, but not today, people. Not today. And to be honest with you, the game did not deserve it. 0-0. I mean, what were you going to expect?
I was fucking hammered. That's enough.
Oh, good
if
time.
you want to watch it, you can. It's still on the channel. It's public.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Be quite
good
frank.
times, bro. Good times.
I don't care.
But that was the old me, but we're more focused now. We're more mature adults, more professional adults. The reason why Alex is sitting here right now drinking a pint. So there you go, man.
I'm only having one, and it's
Friday night with the 2 liters of water.
There we go.
Times have changed, brother. Times have actually changed, but yeah, moving forward, like I said, week off football. Back to it next week. Leicester home. It's just one of them things, brother. We know where we all at, and the real
I'll
fans
tell
will
you,
obviously.
I'll tell you something as
Yeah.
well. I don't know if I should say this. Anyway, I was with a girl at the game at Liverpool. I'm not going to say who it was. And Mudryk was making that run, and she whispered in my ear. She was like, "Alex, if he scores, you know what?" And I was like, "Please, please, please." And then he did. Yeah.
Wow, bro. I bet he wishing he scored now.
I was
Now.
desperate for him to score. I was like, "Please, Mudryk, please." It didn't happen.
Yeah,
And John Terry was in the away as well. John Terry was there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I didn't know. Obviously, of course, I didn't know he was there. That was tough times. But I'm in a better place now. My life is stable. Let's just put it like that. But listen, big up to everyone. This has been a different type of show, more chilled out show. It's a Friday night. We wanted it to be relaxed. So thanks everyone for jumping on. Smash the like button as well. No, it wasn't Astrid, but that's funny, Steve. Good one. But yeah, listen, big up to everyone. We will. There'll be a lunch show tomorrow. There's going to be a podcast tomorrow as well, and an evening show as well. Which, if I'm not wrong, I will be doing the evening show. So big up to everyone, and we will catch up very soon. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening.